are true, but there's still yet more being said by God. God here works a promise through them because he wants us to know that everybody is included, not just the folk at the top of the totem pole, but even those who have been relegated to the bottom, not just the folk on the good side of the tracks, but even those on the wrong side of the tracks, not just the folk inside the club, but even the folk outside behind the velvet rope. Everybody is included, and I want you to know how deep my grace runs. I need you to know how far my mercy goes. I need you to know how powerful my word is, that I'm going to give 5 sisters. I got to unpack that a little bit more for you. That ain't enough. You know, the names of the sisters reveal the gambit of life. The oldest, Malah, her name means disease. Next is Noah. Her name means lady who wanders. Next is Hogla. Her name means to hobble or hop. Then comes Milcah, and her name means queen. Then comes Tazar, and her name means pleasant. So we go from disease to pleasant. We go from hobbling to the queen. This full gambit. And their daddy, who we gonna call Z, y'all saw his name, we gonna call him Z. I don't think that it was a matter of Z not loving his girls. How'd you name your child Disease or Hobble? But I think it was more indicative of the experience he had being in the wilderness. That it was something about what he was going through at the time. It was what life was at the time. It indicated what they were experiencing, but these become the names. And when these are the names, now we have within our fold something to understand how God works in spite of your identity, in spite of your name, in spite of your situation, in spite of your condition, in spite of your labeling. God is still moving and offering a promise even to you. That these 5 sisters, names that run the gamut of life, each one of them got a promise. That each one of them has the opportunity to live out and to experience the promise. It says something about God moving in spite of gender, in spite of class, in spite of structure, in spite of status, that God sees each and every one of us and has love, more than enough love, for each and every one of us. It says something about the identity that God is willing to offer his promise to when we look at the 5 sisters. But even if we look at the tribe they come from, Reverend Newton, they come from the tribe Manasseh, and Manasseh's name means to forget. They come from the forgotten people. See, the world may forget you, but God remembers you. The world may label you inconsequential, but God sees you, and God says, no, you matter to me, that I have a promise even for you. He offers this promise even though their legacy says they ought to be forgotten. He offers their promise even though their identity says they're too sporadic and some of them don't deserve it. And he offers this promise to make a change. His promise he gives to them that we can take power and solace in knowing that if God has a promise for them, surely he's got a promise for me.